Also, Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number 1.
Caitlin Clark just did it again. As if breaking records on the court wasn't enough, she just secured another massive win. Without even lacing up her sneakers, Complex just named her the most influential female athlete, cementing her status as the biggest name in sports right now. And guess what? She beat out Angel Reese, who unsurprisingly isn't handling it well.
It's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
That's right, while Clark is out here winning awards, growing the game, and rewriting history, Reese is scrambling for excuses, acting like this honor isn't a big deal. But let's be real, if she had won, we'd never hear the end of it. Instead of celebrating someone else's success, Reese is doing what she does best, downplaying Clark's achievements while spending more time on TikTok than in the gym.
Announcing the top 10 most influential athletes right now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records, Caitlin Clark, check. Proving their impact goes far beyond the game, from sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion. These women are leading the way. If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list, there's only one right answer. There's only one correct choice.
And let's get one thing straight, this isn't just about an award, it's about who the fans truly care about. One player has people tuning in for her jaw-dropping skill, all the other, well, she's famous for making headlines for everything except basketball. One side sees this as a rivalry, but let's be honest, it's not much of a competition when one player is actually winning.
Your stance on that?
So my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool, the pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool, I can just hoop. So I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure things.
Now let's break it all down. Why did Clark take home this award? What makes her influence so undeniable? And most importantly, why is Angel reacting like she just got robbed? We're about to go deep into the numbers, the impact, and the hilarious aftermath. Let's get into it. And Angel
Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number 1. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world, where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out loud.
Clark didn't just break records, she demolished them. 62 records shattered in a single season. Let that sink in. This isn't just about making history, it's about rewriting the entire record book. No player in WNBA history has ever dominated like this, and we're only in year 1.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the favorite rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
But here's where things get even more ridiculous. Clark didn't just put up crazy numbers, she actually changed the trajectory of an entire franchise. Before she arrived, the Indiana Fever were stuck in the basement of the league, struggling for relevance. Then Caitlin Clark showed up and boom, they made the playoffs for the first time in nearly a decade. That's not just individual greatness, that's team-changing dominance.
The woman who's been putting women's basketball on her back for the better part of 3 years now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark has men watching women's basketball.
V7. Let's talk about the off-court impact. Because this is where Clark completely separates herself from the so-called rivals. The WNBA's merchandise sales exploded by 500% in her rookie season. That's not a typo. The league's merch demand quintupled the moment she stepped on the court. Jerseys, t-shirts, memorabilia, it was all flying off the shelves at a rate the WNBA had never seen before. And you already know who wasn't selling out. Yeah, Angel Reese's jerseys were just sitting there collecting dust, while Clark's were gone within minutes.
It's a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
But this isn't just about jersey sales. Clark's influence is changing the entire league's economy. Viewership is at an all-time high. Arenas that used to struggle to sell tickets are now packed to capacity, but only when Clark is in town. Teams that used to beg.
So that's what they got on her. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number one. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number one. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105%.
People to show up are now scrambling to expand their seating just to handle the demand.
Because when we went to the WNBA games and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in DC, and they shut that they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel Reese.
Even sports economists are blown away by Clark's impact. Thor Laviel, one of the top names in sports business, called Clark a lightning rod for women's basketball, comparing her to Michael Jordan in terms of how she's elevating the game's visibility and value. And honestly, she's right.
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that
Let's talk hard numbers. Clark's rookie season alone generated a staggering $36 million for Indianapolis. Just one player did that, and it's only the beginning. Experts predict that Clark's rise will increase women's basketball's overall value by $1.6 billion in the next 3 years. Yes, billion with a B.
talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.